Hello and welcome to our sixth and final week together on this advocacy journey. I'm Peyton, and today we'll reflect on what you've accomplished, evaluate your impact, and create plans to sustain your extremely important work. This isn't an ending, but rather a thoughtful transition to the next phase of your advocacy. I'm extremely proud of all of you and excited to see the work that you've done. Let's begin by honoring the journey we've shared. Take a moment to breathe and center yourself. Acknowledge the courage it's taken to engage in this work. Recognize both visible achievements and invisible growth. And remember that reflection is itself a form of action. Today is about celebrating progress while looking forward with intention. As we begin sharing successes, remember that every contribution matters, regardless of size. Impact takes many forms, some visible and others not. Your experience is valuable knowledge, and learning comes from both challenges and victories. Listen as these advocates share their journeys, noting the diverse paths each have taken. If you are doing this project alone, make sure that you are sharing your successes with those around you. People want to hear about the exciting work you're doing. If not, please join us right now and pause and take a moment to be able to share with your peers what exactly you've been working on. I just can't reiterate how proud I am of you all for coming this far in your process. Understanding impact. Impact assessment helps us understand our effectiveness and plan thoughtfully. For quantitative measures, that includes numbers reached or engaged, resources developed or distributed, policies influenced, and media coverage gained. For qualitative measures, that can include personal and community stories, shifts in conversation, new relationships formed, and increased awareness and capacity. The most meaningful impacts often can't be captured in numbers alone, and these are just some examples of some different measures. There are many that can take place. Sharing your campaign results is an important part of advocacy. As you prepare, focus on your authentic experience, share both successes and learning moments, consider different communication styles, and remember that vulnerability is strength. When presenting, ground yourself before beginning, speak from your values, use visuals that support your message, and honor everyone who contributed. And remember, you guys are pros at this point. You've been developing elevator pitches. Some of you have even gone on to give your speeches publicly. Just let this be a moment where you really celebrate the work that you've done. Lessons learned. Reflecting on lessons learned helps build wisdom. Consider what you've discovered about effective advocacy strategies, community engagement, self-care and collective power, systems and power, and your own capacity and resilience. Remember that lessons emerge from both successes and challenges. And even if your project didn't go exactly as planned, you've still learned a ton and grown a lot from these experiences. Sustainability planning. Sustaining change requires very intentional planning. For your initiative, identify core components that you would like to maintain, whether that be continuing a community garden, continuing to send out surveys, being able to present to different people about your project. That looks like a lot of different things. Creating sustainable resource models, documenting processes for others so that others can join your campaigns, and building leadership succession plans. If this is not something that you are looking for, that you are looking to continue on, making sure that you find somebody to take on the leadership roles in your project is very important to be able to continue it. And for yourselves, develop sustainable involvement rhythms, create support networks, schedule regular evaluation points, and honor your changing capacity. You don't always have to be the same role in an initiative that you initially took on. Building support ecosystems. No advocates work alone. Even if you've done this project alone, I can promise you that you have all had support networks in some way, because support systems ensure longevity. Consider connecting with community organizers and leaders, topic-specific coalitions, mentors and advisors, wellness resources, and funding partners. Different relationships serve different needs and goals in your advocacy journey. And it's important to really keep all of them in mind when you are developing longevity plans. Long-term vision settings. Looking beyond immediate goals helps sustain motivation. When setting long-term vision, connect to core values and purpose. Remember why you're doing something. Imagine ideal futures. What would this project look like if everything went perfectly and you had all the money in the world? Consider evolving community needs. Balance ambition with sustainability. How can I make sure that this project continues on well past just the initial initiative launch? And create flexible frameworks that can evolve. Your vision serves as both compass and anchor. Celebration and recognition. Celebrating achievements is really important for sustainable advocacy. Meaningful celebration includes acknowledging every single person's contributions, no matter how big or small, naming specific impacts, honoring the process, not just the outcomes, even the challenges and problems you ran into, creating rituals that reflect your values, and making space for mixed emotions. It can be both a happy and sad thing that our time together is coming to an end. Remember that celebration renews energy for continued work. I'm really thrilled for all of you. Now it is time to do some personal reflection. Individual reflection deepens learning and integration. Consider journaling about what surprised you in this process. How has your understanding of advocacy evolved? What personal strengths do you feel have emerged? What new questions have arisen? How will you carry this experience forward? Your reflection creates a foundation for future advocacy. As you move forward, remember these resources. There are online communities for ongoing support, advanced advocacy training opportunities, grant and funding directories, policy education resources, well-being and sustainability practice. CTIP is not the only organization that is dedicated to creating youth advocacy efforts. Please reach out to people. And remember that your advocacy toolkit continues to grow with experience. As we come to the close of our formal time together, know that this is not an ending, but a transition. The skills, relationships, and insights that you've gained continue to live through your ongoing work. Let's close with a collective acknowledgement. The world absolutely needs your voice, your vision, and your values. May you continue this journey with both courage and care, knowing that change happens through many small, meaningful actions taken together. Thank you for sharing this journey. The difference you make matters, and I was really happy to be able to go on this journey with all of you. Take care and feel free to reach out whenever you need.